So you have an important meeting, and this meeting is in a field. Place yourself in this field, noticing that the field is surrounded by a forest. And the forest is surrounded by tall mountain cliffs. And as you're in this place, I want you to get a sense that there's someone there that needs your help. Perhaps you hear something, or you just sense that somebody needs you. And begin to look around for this person. Go towards the place where this person is. And as you get closer, you begin to realize that it's a boy. And this boy is you. He's stuck. He's scared. He's lost. And notice what age he is. What got him stuck? Why is he stuck? What does he fear? What has happened to him? Can you help him? Notice for a minute if this young boy was your child, struggling with what he's struggling with, going through what he went through, scared and stuck. Perhaps he believes something negative about himself. Perhaps he's not getting what he needs. If he was your child, what would you do for him? What would you give him? What would you tell him? How would you help him? Has he made a mistake? Has he not gotten a need met? Help this boy. And when he is unstuck, when you've told him what he needs to know, I want you to ask yourself, what is his worth? Not what does he believe he's worth at that age, but seeing through your own eyes now. If this boy was your child, what would his worth be? If he's an older boy and it's hard to get in tune with his worth because your beliefs are that his worth is based on performance or the absence of mistakes or sins, I want you to float back further with him to when he's younger, 10, 7, 5, 3, a newborn infant. Go with him along his timeline to his birth. What is his worth? And notice this newborn baby. What is he bringing to the table? Is he performing? Is he doing anything good? Or is he completely dependent, needing others to help him and support him and take care of him? But nonetheless, his worth is intact. Again, noticing if this was your child, what would you think the worth of this new baby would be? Again, recognizing that this boy is you. And coming back towards now in your mind along your timeline with this boy, seeing the things that he experienced, the way he's got stuck, the mistakes he's made, the beliefs he developed, the fears he had. What happened to him? What did he do that caused him to think that he was anything less than a king? A boy born to rule, to lead. A boy born to be a king. I'd like you to, still in this field, in the forest, in the mountains, I'd like you to float back from your timeline and ask yourself, what if this boy knew that he was born to be a king, that he had infinite worth, that he was lovable, and that his worth and lovability were not dependent on his performance, but they were already intact, and all he had to worry about was being who he was meant to be. Noticing, what if he had that by the time he was 2, and it was reinforced all the way to the time he was 5, and continued until he was 10. What if he hadn't developed those insecurities, those fears, those negative beliefs? What if he was taught to rule his emotions and his mind all the way to 13, all the way to 17? What if he knew that it was expected that he would make mistakes, because a boy turning into a king is no easy feat, and that it would be expected that he would make mistakes and stumble and fall, but because he was born to be a king, he would rise again and again, growing to be the man he was meant to be? And what if that boy was overcoming until he was 20 and 24 and 26 and 30, continuing along the timeline, noticing how things might have been different for this boy that's now a man, had he have known what you are learning now, if he had have not been stuck or scared. How might that have changed the trajectory of his journey? Where might he have been present day if he knew what he was capable of? And at any point along the timeline, you can go to this younger version of yourself. Share anything with him that you'd like to share, any situation he faces. Give him a perspective, give him strength, wisdom, protection, comfort. If this boy were your own son, and you knew his worth and his lovability and his capability, what would you want him to know and have, even in the midst of challenges? Coming back towards now along the timeline, noticing what this boy might do if you help him become unstuck, if you help him become a warrior, if you help him become a man, if you help him become a king. What might be different about the past that can lead to a different today, that can strengthen you for the future you desire? noticing how this boy made decisions based on the things that he may have experienced, or the things that he wasn't experiencing, the things that he heard or the things that he didn't hear, the things that he believed or the things that he didn't believe. How might everything had been different if only a few things were changed? Come back towards now, along that boy's timeline, seeing him all the way to present day. So you're looking at you in the field, in the forest, in the mountains. And if that man that you're looking eye to eye knew that he had infinite worth, knew that his lovability was already intact, if he wasn't stuck by the things that happened to the boy, if he had learned to be the warrior, the man, the king, how might today be differently? Gather in your mind these lessons, storing them in a place where you have access to them when you need them, knowing that the king has wisdom, he has strength, and he knows where to seek shelter and comfort and strength to rejuvenate him on his journey. Will you heal that boy? Will you help him get unstuck? Will you teach him? Will you forgive him? Will you guide him? Will you help him to know his worth and his lovability and his capabilities? Will you allow him to become a warrior, guiding him to step into his strength as a man? Will you allow him to become the king he is meant to be, reminding him of what was forgotten or what he never knew? Allow the king to rise. Come back into your body. Take a minute to jot down any thoughts or insights down below or in the activity feed or in a journal. What are you learning with your time with the boy?